Hey, everybody.
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
So we got more Jess last week.
Sure.
Obviously, the kid is going through it.
Right.
You know, he's a little arrogant. You know, but he's also a kid, and I don't think exiling the kid away from the town is the answer to that.
No.
However, I do understand the frustration of the people that live there because, like, look, just because you're going through something doesn't mean you have to be a menace for everybody else.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone. I do think the torch and pitchfork meeting. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish there. Or whatever wasn't the way to go. Especially when so much of it was getting directed at Luke, who is, kind of responsible for the kid, but not taking responsibility for the kid.
Yeah.
So I get everybody's frustration.
For sure.
We covered it really well when we watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, right? She has very real reasons, right? Childhood trauma for her bad behavior. She is a person who needed a lot of therapeutic help.
Yeah.
And got it and worked her way through it. But at the same time, there still had to be accountability.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They had that one song with her and Nathaniel where they actually addressed it and saying, anything we do is okay. It's because it's not our fault. To point out the idea that no, there still needs to be accountability for actions.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse what you do.
Right. There's still a society you live in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jess can, he deserves empathy, but at the same time, he can't go stealing things, and he can't mess with people's businesses.
That's not cool.
It's not okay. It's not even as a cool thing. There should be some consequences for it.
For sure.
If they wanted to prosecute him, I'd say, well, he's guilty. I can have the worst day in the world, but if I go burn down a building because of it, I can't go to court and say you don't understand how bad my day was.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There has to be accountability. There are consequences, in theory, for everyone's actions.
And I'm curious to see how we course correct his path. Right? I mean,
yeah.
We gotta get him there.
Sure,
because he can't keep going on like this, and he's just gonna make things worse for Luke. You know what I mean? For people in this town.
I feel like they addressed that though. I think Rory was like, "Hey, you don't realize that you're actually making an impact on people's lives in a negative way," and he took a step to help Luke out with the toaster. I feel like that was a small step. You know what I mean? Does it resonate? Does it take a little longer to get there? I don't know.
Well, season 2. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's like, oh, I did a bad thing, now I'm perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course. That was the other beautiful thing about Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is even when she realized what her issues were, there was 1 step forward, 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
It was slipping. It was had a lot of work ahead and so forth. If this show's going to approach it realistically, Jess isn't going to be a perfect little sailor.
He's not going to be fixed all of a sudden.
No, absolutely not. That's not.
And that was the point of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, was her journey to get better.
It was even when the show was over, it was like I'm still not where I want to be with who I am. People are works in progress. Everybody.
Sure.
So I trust that the show will take us that direction, hopefully, because they showed at least the possibility of it in the last episode.
Yeah.
All right, we should get started here. I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us and give a special thank you to our super patrons. AB, Actuarial Lurker, Balash Fuldez, Chris, Derek Peterson, MTC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Sudugunda Varapu, Torgir Linkstad, Trey Contreras, and WearPanda47. As always, guys, thank you so much. Really glad you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you're watching us for the first time on YouTube, welcome to our channel. If you mind hitting the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or are currently watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. Every show, including Gilmore Girls, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. On all Patreon materials, though, you will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. Due to copyright law, which we follow, you will only see and hear us.
So what's
Hello.
going on?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
What'd you
Intervention time?
Nothing. Well, the broiler. But this came for you and Max.
Oh. Who did that?
News doesn't always travel fast.
You can open
Grandma?
it.
Great
But
grandma,
aren't you
yeah.
curious?
Well, isn't there a card?
Nope.
Maybe there's one inside,
With the return address on it.
but that means you'd have to open it to find out.
I'd be curious too.
It's the eldest Gilmore, for sure.
Yeah.
An ice cream maker!
A Musso Lucino 480.
Somebody sent me a fascist ice cream maker. But Il Duce here is going back.
To where? Maybe it's an orphan.
That's right. We'd be giving it a home.
Okay, once again, I bring up the fact that this is a wedding present.
But isn't there a rule about late presents?
We give it a rise after a certain date. The giver forfeits all rights of return.
Exactly.
So until I can find out who
get
sent
it.
this, no one goes near it. And we're watching The Shining.
I bet Max would let us keep it.
I mean, probably, but still.
Well,
Let
Max didn't
Lorelai
buy
do it.
it.
Yeah, let Lorelai do whatever she wants with it. Yeah. I understand the guilt of being like, nah, I can't really keep this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max is probably like, I don't care.
Max doesn't care.
Yeah, throw it away. But I wonder who sent it.
I'm guessing Grandma.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, she's the only character I can think of that's far enough away and out enough of the loop.
Sure.
And she could afford a really nice ice cream maker.
It's
but
European.
but also wouldn't show up for the wedding.
His plays were meant to be experienced, lived. You will be split into 5 groups, and each group will assume responsibility for one act of Romeo and Juliet and interpret the scene in your own individual manner. Last year we did Richard III. One group did their scene as the mafiosi. Remember, this will be 50% of your final grade.
Whoa.
Act 5.
Yeah.
Act 5. Act 5.
Act 5.
So they're not getting along still.
Yeah.
So, tonight, 8 o'clock?
I'll tell Lane.
Rory, sorry to interrupt. Hi, Henry. But see, we're all standing over there trying to map out a game plan.
Oh, calm down.
But I'd really like to get an A on this assignment, and in order to
my
do that,
God.
I'm afraid you're gonna
That's a
have to
lot.
discuss your sock hops and your clam bake some other time.
That was scary.
I couldn't
It's gonna
bite
be a
my
lot scarier
tongue.
when she gets a megaphone in her hands.
Oh, well, look who showed up.
Eventually, you have to, like, chill, right?
Look who's back from suspension.
Oh, Tristan's back.
What did he do?
Took apart Mr. McAfee's car and put it back together in the science building hallway.
Duncan and Bowman were there, too.
Plus the mechanics that they paid to do the actual work.
Hey.
The new year started and there they were. All 3 of them, side by side.
And practically dressing the same.
You all dress the same.
Yeah.
Did he join a worse crowd?
I think
Is
so.
that what he did?
That's the implication. It'd be funny if he gets worse.
I am guessing that you didn't send me an ice cream maker, so maybe you could just give me Aunt Clarissa's phone number? I'd love to chat about who else in the family is currently or soon to be headed for hell, but I've got to run.
Do you have those people in your family?
No. Thank God.
I have 1 or 2.
My parents are turning out to be the normal ones in the family.
Now left.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have the Pennsylvania Gilmores.
Paris has appointed herself as director.
Nice. What part are you playing?
I don't know yet. She's still mulling over the screen test right now. We're gonna find out tomorrow.
Oh, and I told Paris that you would make all of our costumes, so she wants to have a concept meeting with you tomorrow at 3.
Oh, no.
She needs a resume and samples of your previous work and referrals.
I'm heading for class. There's pizza / Luke's money on the table for dinner.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mama, is that for me?
Why?
Well, I was just expecting a call from Rory and I
You do your math?
Yes.
History?
Yes.
5 minutes. I'm counting.
Hello? Lane.
I'm counting.
Hold on.
I cannot believe she has to do person-to-person phone call for these 3-way
That's
calling.
insane, right?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
And this guy's very patient for having to deal with all that.
Yeah.
I understand that you want to return the ice cream maker, but you did make an honest effort to get in touch with the person that sent this to you, and
It's called closure, hun.
I have burned X's things before because closure rules.
It does rule. You know, if it's going to bother you that much, yeah, just
Get rid of it.
pawn shop,
Whatever. Yeah.
thrift store, gift a Sookie.
And hello to you, too.
Week after week, how do you do it?
I told you, correct change.
In here, I thought you had a special relationship with this vending machine.
Only in the sense that it keeps me alive. So all
say
this
The
is a way of
Matrix, maybe?
saying
Yeah.
you want to look at my notes on the reading.
Such perception. You know, I feel bad doing this every week.
Really? I would have thought you'd have gotten used to it by now.
How about you let me take you out to dinner one night?
Dinner?
Yeah.
New love interest?
It's just, my schedule's kind of crazy for the next couple weeks.
Okay. Well, it's just a thought. Give me a call.
Oh, great. Sure. Thanks.
He seems nice.
Yeah. That didn't seem too forward. That was way less forward than Max was when he asked her out.
100%, yeah.
By the way, I think you're pretty. Let's go out.
He was chill about it. Give me a call if you want.
Yeah.
I'm Brad, from the third period Shakespeare.
he's the answer to our lack of boys problem. We could at least decide on what motif we want to do.
We're doing traditional Elizabethan.
Elizabethan, but I thought the point of this was to...
The point is to get an A. And I want everyone to read the chapters on acting I photocopied out of Houseman's memoirs tonight.
Oh my God.
We're short on boys. That makes you Romeo. Louise, you can play the friar.
Excuse me?
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
What do you think you're doing?
Professor Anderson forgot to include me when she made up the group, so she told me to pick one. Yeah, well, Summer's in Act 1, Beth and Jessica are in Act 2, Kate's in Act 3. But this is the only one free of ex-girlfriends.
So we're being punished for our good taste?
Oh my God.
Tristan was born to be Romeo.
Hey, I'm the director, and I'll decide who's born to be what, and Brad is Romeo. My only feeling is that I don't want to give the most important part to someone who can't even manage to stay in school.
How are you at speaking in front of a lot of people?
I tend to throw up.
Fine, but I swear, you flake on this and you'll pray you get suspended.
Can be Juliet.
Wrong.
Hey.
Juliet's supposed to be chaste.
Oh.
Then...
And she has more than 3 lines.
Wow. No.
Come on.
You're Juliet. You're the best public speaker here. You've definitely got that waif thing down, and you'll look great dead.
Hey, I remember you.
I'm donating it to the inn.
Well, honey, that's very thoughtful.
Yes, it is.
But we have an ice cream maker. Try as he might, can only make enough ice cream for, well, you, so.
So we don't need him here?
No, we don't. I guess I can put my change in him. Thank you. Honey, can I say something? I'm a little concerned about you. You just seem very emotional about this ice cream maker.
I'm not.
You named the ice cream maker. It's been
they
quite
pop.
a while since you and Max have broken up.
I'm fine, Suki.
Okay, you're fine. But are you moving on?
Yes, I'm moving on. I'm not hibernating.
Then how many dates have you been on?
I was engaged. Suki, you don't just get over that.
Yeah.
I agree.
You don't have to go on any dates.
Yeah.
Are you at least putting the vibe out there so they'll know you're available?
Okay, look, if it'll make you feel any better, okay? I just got asked out the other night. It's a little younger, but he's very sharp. You know, we have this little bit going about me stealing his burrito. Well, I didn't exactly say yes.
Why not? You've already got the skirt.
Because, I don't know, what if it doesn't work out and the class will be weird?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, every guy doesn't have to be the guy.
I don't know. Isn't it too soon for the transition guy?
You don't have to have a rebound.
No.
Call him later tonight.
Great, that's so great.
Letting you go, that's amazing. What changed her mind?
I let her watch the Romeo and Juliet movie with Leo and Claire Danes. Cautionary tale of what happens when children disobey their parents.
That's kind of what the theme
kind
of
of
the
the
play
point.
is.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, what are the options if I tell them? They hate him and it's over. They love him and he therefore becomes odious to me and it's over. I've grown fond of my cage, Rory.
Lane!
Stockholm Syndrome with her own mom.
For sure.
It pleaseth me mucheth, but hath my
Mucheth.
beauteous mother looketh at the time?
Oh, crap.
2 other groups are rehearsing at school in the Grand Hall, even though I specifically reserved it for us way in advance.
I don't think the ending to Romeo and Juliet is exactly a secret.
Right.
Hello, our interpretation.
There's a MissPatty.net.
Have you heard of it?
Thinking of going to her
Miss Patty's place.
her,
Yeah.
her ballet hall.
Yeah.
Madeline and Louise are already on their way. See you in half an hour.
Jeez.
She is so lovable.
I know, right?
Paris didn't want anyone spying on us, so now we're rehearsing in Stars Hollow.
You're doing the most traditional adaptation of it, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who cares?
Tristan, he's in our group, so that means he's in, well, and Dean lives here, so this sucks.
They have to kiss in the last scene.
They do.
Tell Dean what?
That Tristan and I, that we kissed at that stupid party.
That was so long ago, too.
Well, they weren't dating at all.
Yeah.
Right as Tristan enters to find you dead and pulls out the vial of poison to kill himself, Dean can leap from the audience and rip his head off. It's a great plan.
He was not helping.
To prevent
That's
a
true, he used to
homicide?
do
Yes,
that.
I
Yeah,
am.
he used to do that, yeah.
Try it out on me first.
What?
Pretend I'm Dean.
This
if
is
you're going to
good.
tell him this, you better have down what you're going to say.
And somehow, I'm not really sure how, we ended up in a room together and we kissed.
He kissed you or you kissed him?
Kind of both.
So you kissed him?
Yes.
When during the
Yeah.
breakup?
What do you mean?
I mean, how long after we broke up did you kiss Tristan?
Just the night after we broke up.
The next night, after I told you I loved you, you kissed Tristan?
I'm a terrible
she's doing
person.
well.
I hate myself.
You didn't do anything wrong. You were hurt and confused and broken up. You
Yeah.
did nothing wrong. This is the kind of honesty that will only make you feel less guilty,
I don't
and
think
it's going
you
to
have to
hurt
tell
Dean
him.
very much.
I agree with her. This is about making her feel better.
Yeah.
Be calm. Everything will be fine.
It's a dumb class scene. Just do it and move on. I do think like if she would have told him some other time, fine. But
Sure.
right before this is complicating.
Way complicating. It's been a year.
Yeah.
It's creating an issue.
We reserved this place for 8 sharp, and right now my watch says 8:04.
Well, then tell her to go outside and have a smoke. You can't rush your cool down, sweetheart. Be careful, darling, or your face is gonna freeze like that.
Hey.
What's with the cast from Cocoon?
Excuse me. Stop, boy. Could you tell me where I
no.
can find the shortening?
What are you doing here?
Well,
You drove all the way out here just to be a jerk. If there aren't enough people who can't stand you in Hartford,
oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm here for Rory. I'm Romeo. She's Juliet. Yeah, come on, she must have told you.
you better leave.
Yeah.
I hope for Rory's sake that you got an understudy.
Dean, hi.
Rory, what is
I need
doing
to
here?
talk to you.
I got something to settle with this
Outside,
guy.
please.
I'd be like, hey, I'm taking my break, and then
Yeah.
just beating the crap out of him.
But he wasn't even in our group at first, and then no one else wanted him, and then Paris moved our rehearsal spot to here, and she did it today, and I didn't have time to tell you. I know you hate it.
Yeah,
Now
I
you
hate
can't
it.
tell
I
him that you
really
kissed him.
hate it.
But we do the scene on Sunday, and then it's over. Please don't be mad. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Sorry about what? You didn't choose to do this with him, right?
No.
No, at all.
So when's this thing over?
Sunday.
Okay.
See, you much more would have escalated if she would have told about the
But
kiss thing.
she feels guilty. I think she's going to tell him eventually.
I think that's fine. Eventually.
Not now.
Not in the middle of this.
Be a lot to take in, especially after that guy throwing flour on the ground.
Right. Can I throw a little gas on the fire here?
Ugh.
Well, he took me to this darling little place called Minnie's. Very hip, very chic, very small portions. We talked about all the things we had in common, and then the salad came.
Not a soulmate?
He's never seen Ab Fab.
Definitely not a soulmate.
Plus, he's outdoorsy. But I must say, I'm really glad I went tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it was fun to kind of get dressed up. The best part about it was no big deal. I mean, we laughed a little, we hugged goodnight. I'll never date him again. I am now officially a casual dater.
That's great.
Have you ever been on a date like that?
What's
that?
that?
You ever been on a date like that where it's a nice time and then it's just, all right, see you around.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tristan ran into Dean.
Oh, bad.
It's okay, though, because I pulled them apart without any bloodshed, and I explained it all to Dean.
Oh, that version of all.
But Dean's fine now.
He's fine.
He's fine. My mother casually dated tonight.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, it's my night off, and I thought maybe I'd come by and watch.
Watch what?
Watch you.
Watch me do
Is
what?
that a good idea?
Rehearse.
No. Why watch rehearsal?
Dean, I think you'd be really bored watching rehearsal.
Oh, yeah.
We don't even know our lines yet. You should just come on Sunday.
That's a good idea.
Well, I'll come on Sunday, too.
Okay, but if you're gonna go on Sunday, you don't want to spoil it for yourself.
What? It's not like I don't know how it ends.
This is territorial, isn't it?
It is. He's there to make a statement.
This is a little possessive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Dean's coming to rehearsal tonight.
Wow, are you sure they can spare him? And what if there's a run on baked beans?
I hate this guy so much.
Promise that you won't say anything to him about what happened.
What happened?
At the party, I sat down, we talked, and then...
You shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
We kissed.
You're just giving this guy more ammo.
He did. Or she did, yeah.
He's gonna find out anyway.
What?
Well, come on. You know that when we kiss on stage, it's gonna be pretty obvious that it's not the first time.
Things are really good for me and Dean right now, and I don't want anything to mess that up. Especially not something that meant nothing at all to me, and I wish it never happened in the first place. A lot of stuff's been going on with you lately, huh?
Meaning?
Just, you know, the car thing, the suspension thing, a lot of drama.
She's such a nice person.
Just doesn't really seem like you.
And you know me now.
I know that you don't get suspended for stupid pranks. You're getting caught a lot.
Your point being?
Maybe Duncan and Bowman aren't the best people to be hanging out with.
You know, I'm gonna have to bail before we get to the whole hugging part.
Maybe I'm supposed to feel bad for him for his life or whatever, but I have no empathy for that guy.
At this point, it's like we've seen enough.
Yeah.
Maybe Dean won't even come tonight.
Oh, he'll be there. There aren't enough monster truck rallies in the world to keep him away from his patties tonight.
This could be the end of their relationship.
This is Lorelai. She's the girl I told you about.
Oh, he told her his parents.
Sorry, I didn't recognize you with the hat.
Yeah.
The other night?
Yes, Paul's my friend from the other night, the casual Wednesday.
Oh, man! Mom, Dad, that is Lou.
We've heard so much about you.
Darn shame about that, Rachel.
Yeah, we went out the other night. And, you know, she talked about a few people in this town, and you being one of them, so nice to meet you.
Something funny?
No.
You're just smiling for no reason?
I'm a happy person.
Hey, I've got to run. Mom wants to go antiquing.
He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I just thought telling the parents about it was like, whoa,
For a second there, yeah. This is my future wife.
You looked older the other night.
How much older could he possibly look? A lot. He
I didn't
should have been
recognize him
holding
at
a
first. I
yo-yo
didn't
and a
either.
lollipop and wearing a beanie with a propeller on it. He must have been a very good boy to deserve such a happy day.
Would you guys mind moving down a couple of stools, make me more comfortable?
This is me leaving. Thus with a kiss I die. How hard is that to remember?
That's with the kiss I die. Right. And then I kiss her, right?
Why are you smiling?
Oh, I
This
hate
is
him
a joke.
so
The
much.
performance is tomorrow. I warned you. I am not going to fail this because of you. I will replace you with Brad in a second. Start memorizing.
Oh, true, apothecary.
It's not a bad. I mean, that's fair, honestly.
It is.
With this being our last kiss and all, it makes me think about our first kiss. You know, at the party.
I hate him so much.
In Act 1 of the Capulets masked party.
What about it?
Well, I was just trying to think of something that would make this kiss as special as that one.
I need to take 5.
You know what? Let's all take 5. That way you can all cancel whatever plans you had tonight because we are staying here until we get this right.
Do you not go to a teacher and just be like, hey, this guy's impossible?
Yeah, I
I
agree.
really need you to leave.
What?
It's
provoking
50%
you.
of my grade, and you standing there staring at Tristan, it's like a challenge or something. We have to get through the scene, and we can't get through the scene with you standing there, so...
Yeah, I
please,
agree.
Please,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you?
Ooh, I think I liked you better comatose.
I thought you weren't going to say anything.
Did I say that? I have to meet some friends.
Where are
So
you
he's
going?
bailing on rehearsal too?
Where is he going?
Tristan, come back.
What kind of English class has a 50% grade on a play performance?
50%'s pretty
Yeah.
steep.
You have a good time. Bring plenty of baseball cards. Pass out your phone number on.
God!
I'm
met him at business school, not his bar mitzvah. Business school has to indicate some kind of maturity, right?
Oh, forget it, honey. The town likes to tease.
Yikes.
Plus, he did look really young.
Why are you being so mean to me?
I'm not being mean.
Yes, you are. You're being mean.
So,
What is so embarrassing?
you running around with that kid.
I wasn't running. He's not a kid.
She went on
We had dinner.
had dinner,
You
yeah.
said Chuck E. Cheese, I'll break your nose.
Go live your life as you please. I got work to do.
Luke's kind of sucking right now.
A little bit, yeah. You gotta have it out.
The jokes were good, but I thought they were in good-natured, but they're clearly not.
If it's bothering you that much, talk to her.
Right.
Be like, I like you.
He's not here. Who's not here? Tristan. I've looked everywhere. I've called his home, his cell. I called 3 girls I know he's seeing.
Harris, calm down.
Weren't you listening? He's not here. I don't have the numbers on or
does she
anything,
know the
but I feel
lines?
pretty secure in saying
Do it.
you fail Shakespeare, you don't get into Harvard. I knew he was going to do this, but no one wanted to listen to me. It was all, let's make Tristan Romeo. He's hot.
What about Brad?
Brad transferred schools.
Actually, my dad had me pulled out of school. The old man off, that's all.
By doing what? Tristan, come on, tell me.
I got in some trouble. It was supposed to be no big deal, and then crazy silent alarm kicked in, and
You broke into Bowman's dad's safe. Why would you do this?
I don't know. I guess that's something I can ponder at military school.
Military school?
You probably need it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
She's much more forgiving than I am.
100%. He even made that goodbye crappy.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
You better start sucking on an Altoid.
She looks like Lord Farquaad.
Us.
With a kiss, I die.
Well, one minute he's all sweet and building me a chuppah, and the next he's being a total jerk for God knows what reason.
Don't you understand that Luke is so into you?
Okay, stop.
He has had to watch you go from one
Obviously.
guy to another, and then the engagement. He says, my God, will she date anyone else in the world before she'll date me? Suki, hey, maybe it's crazy.
He needs to say something, though, if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, are you good at dating?
What?
Dating? Do you have that down?
I'd say probably not.
I don't have it down either. I've never been very good at it, really. Never even really liked it.
Why are you telling me this?
I don't have very many people in my life who are in my life. Just checking.
That was good. She handled that well.
Okay, we got to talk about this because this was amazing. For a second there, I thought we were really headed for like a dark episode where Dean and Rory were going to break up.
I thought this was it. I thought this might have been the last episode that Dean was in. Honestly, the way we were kind of headed there.
But, you know, hey, Tristan's gone. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I hate that guy
That kid's
so much.
Good. Have fun at military school, you know?
Right.
Quickly, I think it's a lot of fun for that teacher to be like, the grade thing's crazy, but for them to be
Right.
like, yeah, stage your own adaptation.
Sure.
That's a lot of fun.
It is. It is.
Any period you want, just have
Right.
fun with it. When I was in freshman in high school, we kind of did the opposite. Well, sort of. It was like basically stage a scene. You don't have to use the dialogue, but you have to write it to where you understand the dialogue.
Sure.
So we did something similar, but it was in class and it was not 50% of our grade.
Right.
That's insanity.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a million Shakespeare scenes. I was Friar Lawrence in Romeo and Juliet once in college.
Nice.
It's a very boring exposition role. I hated it.
Yeah.
So much. But at any rate, anytime we had to do scenes, it was like, use the language, but no one's expecting you, in class to costume up. Just wear what you wear.
Yeah, don't be Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. Just do your best. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun assignment. 50% is nuts. I think Paris said it in there. It wasn't actually English. It was actually a Shakespeare class, which when I was in college was an English credit. But yeah, 50%'s nuts regardless based on a performance of a play.
Yeah.
I feel like things like papers and analysis would be a little bit more significant
for sure
when you're reading
this
Shakespeare.
Is like a fun extra assignment.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
This should be a grade, but
yeah.
Tristan was absolutely a monster. We never really the fact that Rory's able to sympathize with him, like he's just kind of going through something.
A good person.
Really looking for the best in people. I try to do the same, but when
sometimes you're just
when it's somebody like him, where like the only thing that you can like look at and really dig out is I've been overly privileged my whole life, and therefore I crap on everybody else.
Sure.
Which seems to be what he is. I'm entitled to everything. I have a hard time finding any reason to empathize with somebody like that.
I try to hope for the best. I expect
Right.
the worst. That's kind of my thing. But at the same time, after just countless encounters with this guy being the worst, you kind of just, I would give up. I mean, like, all right, you do your thing, do you, but like, I don't want anything to do with you.
The most human thing we ever saw happen to him was he got dumped.
And
he was sad about getting dumped. He didn't actually ever do anything good around that. He just was sad that he got dumped. So so there was sympathy, but no empathy for him, right?
And we hoped when that happened that he'd be on the turn, but that just didn't happen.
He stayed awful. You're going to go out with me because I'm going to tell people you did it anyway.
Yeah.
I already told people we were going out, so you might as well go. But I spent money on the tickets. It's just everything about him was just gross.
For sure. And I'm assuming he's done now. I don't know if he'll come back on the show.
Yeah, he'll do a perp walk at some point in his life. I don't know if he's going to be what's her name, Elizabeth, the woman who started the fake medical company, medical testing company.
Oh yeah. What is her name?
Elizabeth something. They made movies out of her. Amanda Seyfried played her in a biopic.
Yeah, recently.
Martin Shkreli, the guy who bought and jacked up the price of life-saving drugs to make more money.
Now,
something.
Here's hoping. He's still 16, 17. Here's hoping he's on the turn. Who knows? It's a fictitious character, but you want to hope for the best.
I've known
monsters, for sure.
At that age, and you've also
to be fair, I do too.
You've also known kids that age where you're like, yeah, you kind of suck, but you can grow out of it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that I've known one that far gone as a person, like that hardwired to hate, to be a misanthrope and hate everybody, and to look down on everybody, and then turn out to figure it out. Maybe he can.
I've known several kids that don't turn, that are still that way today. Funny enough, one of them is actually in prison.
Yeah.
Tough beat.
Me too. He's not in prison, but he did 4 years for derailing a train. True story. One of those guys I went to high school with derailed the train at some point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Back
when I was on Facebook, you could learn all kinds of things about people from your
the good old days.
Peers. Yeah.
Okay, but the Luke thing, right? Okay, so I'm glad that Lorelai is aware of it now.
Yeah.
I do think that Luke should. This is the tough situation, right? If you're that upset, maybe make it known. Hey, I'm kind of crushing on you. I don't really want to hear about it. But at the same time, he's been a good friend. He's reliable. Right. He's in her life. So him being silent, I understand entirely.
It's a tough line because when you are friends with somebody, you don't want to ruin it. Obviously, you can ruin it.
Yeah.
I'm of course Team Luke on them getting together.
Me too.
I think eventually it probably happens.
I hope so.
But I do understand the impulse not to, because you can destroy a really good friendship.
Yeah. I mean, he was being a little much there. I get
no,
it.
he sucked. He was sucking.
Look,
there.
He was poking a little fun. It was funny at first, and then he just kept hammering it home.
Yeah,
and it's
it just got to the point of being mean and contentious.
It was very mean. And I think it was very gracious of her to come up to him at the very end and be like, "You're always going to be in my life." And he's like, "You betcha." And that's very sweet. Eventually, Luke, he's going to have to say something. You know what I mean?
Or get over it.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be mad about her dating people.
No.
What's the expression? Shooter's going to shoot?
Yeah.
You just can't expect her to walk up to you and be like, "Hey, let's date."
Yeah. The idea of keeping somebody on hold until you're ready is not. It's a selfish, unreal thing.
Absolutely.
And that goes both ways. If Lorelai's like, someday I'll date Luke, but not right now, you can't keep somebody on hold.
And clearly the whole town knows that Luke is into her.
Right.
So I liked that Suki was like, "Hey, Luke likes you."
I don't know how she didn't see it. It was pretty obvious. She had to be in willful denial. Like, if Suki sees it, what about the times when Suki wasn't around? Like when he went and got in Max's face and they had that measuring contest, that was really obvious.
Or the moment they had in the diner when she was helping him paint.
Right.
And they almost kissed.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that she doesn't know seems odd to me. I mean, Rachel left because she could tell. Yeah. Like, everyone can tell.
It has to be denial then.
I think it's denial.
Just wishing it wasn't the case, but
right.
Anyway,
we'll see. Great episode. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.